This is the story of an employee named Akira. Thanks to his company's toxic work culture, his life has become completely black and white. He has just stopped enjoying life altogether. Every single day feels exactly the same. But then one day, Akira's life fills with color again because a virus has spread through the city, turning everyone into zombies. At the beginning of the story, we see that everyone in the city has turned. There is only one guy left, running for his life. The whole city is after him. But then we find out that this is just a movie our protagonist, Akira, was watching. Akira compares the movie hero's life to his own, and he actually feels like the hero has it way better than he does. Akira thinks about going to sleep because he has to go to work tomorrow, but then he realizes it is already 4 o'clock in the morning. Akira really did not want to go to work. He falls asleep out of pure exhaustion. But Akira's life was not always like this. Let's rewind to 3 years ago when Akira landed a job at a massive company. The people there were super nice, and everyone welcomed him warmly. Akira was thrilled because he had always dreamed of a job like this. Right after his boss shows him to his desk and leaves, he bumps into a girl named Sayori. The moment he laid eyes on Sayori, it was love at first sight for Akira. Sayori was a really sweet girl too. She talked to him super nicely. That evening, his co-workers take Akira out to celebrate his first day, and Akira was having a blast. He spots Sayori there too. Akira promises himself that he is going to work super hard, impress Sayori, and make her his girlfriend one day. But as soon as the party wraps up, Akira is completely shocked to see that instead of heading home, everyone is heading right back to the office. They were all handed so much work that they had to pull overtime. On the very first day of his job, Akira had to work completely through the night. Not just that, Akira ended up working straight for 2 whole days at that company. On the third day, when he finally gets to go home in the middle of the night, he only manages to catch a few hours of sleep before morning rolls around. Akira wanted to sleep some more. He had not gotten nearly enough sleep, but he still gets up and pumps himself up. He chose this career himself. He is going to give it his all. With a fresh burst of energy, he heads right back to the office. Now, we learn a few more things about Akira's workplace. The employees at Akira's office are offered several types of paid time off, but to this day, no one has ever actually seen an employee take a vacation. A lot of times around here, the workers end up having to do unpaid overtime. These guys do not even get time to grab a bite to eat or drink anything. Some people literally just sleep at the office, and a lot of times they get through the entire day just chugging energy drinks. Their manager is a total jerk too. He is constantly yelling at everyone over every little thing. Just like this, Akira drags through 1 full year at this company. By now, Akira does not even have the time or energy to take a shower. Today, an employee quit their job, so the manager dumps all of their work right onto Akira. We see Akira's manager muttering that Akira is completely useless and cannot do anything right. By this point, Akira was actually starting to wish that a missile would just drop out of the sky and wipe everything out completely. Just then, Sayori brings Akira some lunch, since he was working straight through his lunch break again today. Honestly speaking, the only reason Akira is still sticking around at this company is because of Sayori. But that very same day, Akira finds out that Sayori is just a fling for their boss. It turns out, their boss calls Sayori into the office to take advantage of her. That night, Akira questions himself about why he is even still at this company. The reality is, Akira literally does not have the time to look for another job, and even if he did, what would happen to him then? What if the next company was even worse than his current one? By this point, Akira was completely hollow inside. All the color had drained from his life. Akira just feels like dying. His life was totally wrecked. He survives all day on nothing but sodas and cup noodles, because he never has the time to go out and get decent food. Now, the story shifts back to the present. Akira gets dressed and starts heading out to work again. On his way out, he sees a notice on his gate that he needs to pay the building owner his parking fee. Akira heads over to the manager's apartment to pay the fee. But when he gets there, he sees his manager eating a girl like a total savage. His manager had turned into a zombie. At first, Akira cannot figure out what is going on. But as soon as the manager lunges at him to attack, Akira takes off running. Out in the building, he spots even more zombies. Dodging all of them, Akira starts heading upstairs. At one point, Akira trips and falls. He sees that everyone around him has turned into zombies. While running for his life, he actually thinks to himself that if this keeps up, he is going to be late for work. But the moment he reaches the roof, he sees that the entire city is in absolute chaos. The virus has spread all over town. Everyone in the city has turned into a zombie. This meant that Akira did not have to go to work anymore. The second this thought crosses his mind, Akira gets incredibly happy. Color suddenly floods back into his life. Akira leaps right off the top of the building, swings from the tree branches, and lands on some zombies. Excitement had finally returned to his life. While dodging the zombies, he could finally see all the colors of the world again. He felt free. He felt happy. After reaching a safe spot, Akira finally takes a deep breath for the first time. Lying there, Akira starts wondering what he should do next. He wanted to do so many exciting things in life, but he never had the time. Just then, he suddenly remembers Saori. Even though she was the boss's side piece, his love for her was genuine. Akira decides that today is the day he will go to her house and confess his feelings. Riding a bicycle, Akira dodges the city's zombies and makes it to Saori's place. When there was only a single door standing between him and his destination, Akira's whole body starts shaking with nerves. Sitting there, he starts overthinking, wondering if she might take it the wrong way. Gathering his courage, he rings her doorbell, but there is no response from the other side. Akira notices that the front door is actually open, and he also spots a pair of men's shoes inside Saori's house. Inside, Akira sees his boss, who definitely must have come over to spend the night with her. Akira unloads 3 whole years of pent-up frustration on his boss, sarcastically apologizes, and tells him he is quitting the company, right before tossing his heavy-set boss straight off the building. Let me tell you, Akira actually used to play rugby back in the day, which is why he is super athletic. Akira spots Saori off to the side, but by now, she had also turned into a zombie. Akira is completely stunned. He feels terrible about it. Still, Akira pushes through to do what he came there for. He pours his heart out to Saori. He tells her that he fell in love with her the very first time he laid eyes on her. Saori steps toward Akira to eat him, and Akira says his final goodbye and makes a run for it. We see Akira sitting outside a supermarket. He was getting giddy just thinking about how he did not have to go to work anymore. This all feels like a dream to Akira. Akira says that no one knows when they are going to die, yet people still do not have the time to do the things they actually want to do in life. Akira grabs a notebook and a pen from the supermarket and makes a bucket list of 100 things he wants to do before he dies. One day, Akira had a 100-degree fever. Even on that day, his manager made him work like crazy and demanded he finish everything before the deadline. On top of that, he was calling Akira completely useless and a slacker. He tells him, "You are not going to die from doing your job." Akira jolts awake in a panic. He realizes that it was all just a bad dream and that he does not have to go to work at all anymore. Akira steps out onto his balcony, yells, "Good morning," to the whole city, cleans up his apartment, and tosses the trash right down onto the zombies. After cleaning his room for the first time in 3 years, the real beauty of his apartment was finally showing. And now, Akira grabs a beer from the fridge and starts drinking. His day is starting off in such a way that he feels like he has reached absolute heaven. On the news, we see that the entire city is being destroyed. Everyone in town is turning into zombies. The zombies were even trying to break into the studio where the live news broadcast was happening. The internet and telecommunications are completely down all over the city. There has still been zero response from the government. Akira starts thinking that things are really bad out there. Will humanity even survive this pandemic? But what does Akira care about that? He just wants to stay in his apartment and drink beer day and night. But just then, he realizes that he has already drank his last beer, and now there is not a single beer left in his fridge. Akira peeks outside. The zombies were spread all over the city, but if he wants to drink beer, he is going to have to go get it himself. In Akira's own building, we see a couple who had survived the zombies so far. They could not figure out what they should do. No one is coming to help them either. And just then, they see Akira, who was shimmying down a pipe. They both get shocked seeing each other. Akira tells them he is their neighbor, and since the stairwell is packed with the zombies, that is why he is hanging from the pipe like this. The guy tells Akira to come inside quickly, but Akira tells them that he is heading down. He had to go grab some stuff from the store, so he asks them if he should bring back anything for them too, to which Kosaka's wife asks him to bring back some toilet paper. After that, Akira hops on his bicycle and heads out. He sees that the number of zombies in the city has grown even more today. But the way Akira sees it, it is better for the zombies to eat him than to live a life without beer. Before long, Akira reaches a supermarket. There, we see another bicycle with a camera mounted on it. Akira barges in yelling, "Beer! Beer!" and suddenly goes quiet because there was a beautiful girl inside. She is also a survivor who came to get essential supplies just like him. Akira tries to talk to the girl, but she completely ignores him and starts walking away after grabbing her stuff. Akira stops her and says that they should exchange phone numbers, and the girl tells Akira that she cannot team up with a guy like him who risks his life just to drink beer. Right at that moment, Akira sees some zombies heading toward the girl. To save her, Akira jumps right in front of the zombies himself, and just then, the girl grabs Akira by the collar and throws him backward. Right after that, we see a truck crash into the store, and all the zombies get crushed underneath it. The girl had already seen on her camera that the truck was heading toward the store. Now the girl leaves the area. Akira steps outside and sees that his bicycle has been completely crushed by the truck. The driver of this truck had turned into a zombie too. That is why the truck spun out of control and crashed into the store. Akira thinks about how beautiful the girl was and wonders if they will ever meet again. Just then, he spots some zombies heading his way. Akira starts running. On the way, he spots a moped with the keys still in the ignition. Akira speeds off on the moped, heading back to his apartment. Akira thinks to himself that this moped is way faster than his bicycle. This pandemic broke out in the city so suddenly, which is why there are tons of vehicles left on the road with the keys still inside. Just then, Akira spots a cruiser motorcycle. His eyes instantly light up. Now he starts speeding toward his apartment on the motorcycle, but he cannot even fully control the bike. Somehow, Akira makes it back home safely. He starts climbing back up via the pipe and goes to give the toilet paper to his neighbors, the Kosaka family. But then he sees that their apartment is totally trashed and covered in blood. There is no doubt that they fell victim to the zombies too. That night, while drinking beer, Akira starts thinking about those same things again. You never know when your life will end. Yet, we do not do the things we actually want to do, nor does life give us the time to do them. Akira pulls that notebook back out and makes a list of all the things he always wanted to do. He used to constantly put these things off because he never had the time. But it will not be like that anymore, even if the zombies end up eating him while he does it. After writing down around 30 things, Akira thinks of his parents, and the very next thing he writes in that notebook is that he needs to go back to his hometown. And the next thing he writes on the list is that he needs to meet the girl of his dreams. After that, Akira closes the notebook and goes to sleep. Now the scene changes, and we see that same girl. She wakes up at exactly 6 o'clock and then starts running on the treadmill. Her full attention was also on the emergency broadcast and what was happening in the city. After running for 1 hour, she takes her vitamin pill and then tries to communicate with someone for help. But it is no use. We could figure out this much, at least. The internet was back up in the city. After this, just like Akira, she also makes a list. On the list, she writes that she needs to secure as much food and water as possible. She needs to exercise every single day to stay fit, and she needs to eat as little sugar as possible. She is doing all of this so that she can survive this pandemic. She also watches a ton of zombie movies, from which she learns about 2 types of zombies, the slow-walking zombies and the fast-running zombies. And both types of zombies are currently roaming around their city, but she also wanted to figure out how to identify them. After all, what is the difference between these fast-running zombies and the slow-walking zombies? We see that this girl had planned every single thing out in advance. She mounts a camera on her bicycle and heads toward the store where the risk is extremely low. She had come out to gather essential supplies before the pandemic spread even more. Now we realize that right now, the story is being told from the perspective of this girl's morning routine, and her name is Shizuka. Shizuka starts gathering the supplies she needs from inside the store, and just then, she spots a pastry, which she absolutely loved. But since she is strictly avoiding sugar, she holds herself back. She had already seen Akira walking in on her phone. That is why Shizuka does not react at all upon seeing Akira there. When Akira was trying to talk to her, Shizuka was entirely focused on her phone because several zombies were following Akira and heading their way. Shizuka decides to get out of there. Shizuka also thinks about what a total idiot Akira is because he was walking around acting super chill. She actually starts to doubt how Akira is even still alive. We find out that Shizuka had not heard a single thing Akira said. When Akira was stopping her and asking for her number, she had actually paused after hearing a truck horn, and she could see on her device that a truck was heading straight for them. Going outside right at that moment was dangerous too, because the noise alone could cause the zombies to attack her. She deliberately lets the zombies come inside and even gives Akira a piece of her mind. When Akira jumps in front of her to save her, Shizuka gets startled and throws him backward because he was directly in the truck's line of fire. She actually got the idea to do all of this from watching movies. After this, she heads straight back to her apartment. She had gathered enough food, water, and data. Watching her own recordings, she tries to figure out the zombies' weaknesses. Seeing Akira in the video reminds her of him, and she wonders how a beer could bring someone so much happiness, even in a situation like this. Now she also starts thinking that she probably should have just grabbed that cake. Now, the scene suddenly shifts to a club where a little girl was crying. Her parents had fallen victim to the zombies. She was incredibly sad and terrified. The club's manager, Sho, calms her down and tells her everything is going to be all right. Right after that, Sho and his buddies come out armed with weapons and start stopping the zombies from getting inside the club. We see Akira in this very same area too. He had come here to meet his friend, Kensho. A few hours prior to this, Akira was at home drawing a beard on his face with a marker. Why? Because he did not have to go to work anymore. That is why Akira decides to sport the kind of beard he always wanted, but the drawn-on beard just did not look good on his face at all. So he crosses the "grow a cool beard" line right off his bucket list. Akira was just thinking about what he should do today when his phone suddenly starts blowing up with a ton of notifications. Akira sees that he has gotten messages from several people. This meant that the internet and cell service were back up and running in the city. He had gotten so wrapped up in his job that he completely stopped hanging out with his friends. Today, thinking about all of this fills him with a ton of regret, wondering what he even got out of doing all that crazy overtime. He wonders if his friends even managed to survive this pandemic or not. Just then, Akira remembers his friend, Kensho, and he was totally convinced that a guy like him definitely would not be dead yet. He was probably chilling in some hotel room, having a good time with a girl. Now, on the flip side, we see Kensho, who actually was trapped inside a hotel. He has been surviving on nothing but water in there for about 3 days now because the lobby outside is packed with zombies, and there was an even bigger problem. There is a zombie right inside his room too. It was just Kensho's good luck that he was in that kind of room, and he had managed to tie the girl up before she completely turned. Kensho was in pretty bad shape from starving. In what he thought were his final moments, he starts thinking about Akira. He did not even know why he was hallucinating Akira right then. Akira was the kind of friend who used to laugh his head off even at his stupidest jokes. Right then, Kensho actually gets a real call from Akira. It had been 1 year since the two of them last hung out. Kensho was completely blown away, wondering how Akira could sound so happy, even in the middle of all this. Akira tells him to drop his address. He was coming to pick him up. Kensho tells him that it is totally impossible. There are zombies swarming everywhere. Akira could not care less. He heads straight out to get Kensho. Akira and Kensho were in college together and had played rugby together for 4 years. He was super popular and funny in college, and a really great friend of Akira's. They last hung out at a bar 1 year ago. Akira's life was a total mess because of his job, but thanks to his great communication skills, Kensho landed a job in real estate. He was doing really well for himself. He was rubbing elbows with big shots. He was even dating a model. But given the state of Akira's life, he was in no mood to hear about anyone else's success. Kensho gave him some advice, telling him he should quit his crappy job. Only an idiot would keep working at a toxic company like that. Akira got annoyed and snapped right at Kensho. Now, the story shifts back to the present. We see the leader of that same club. Because he is the only one left now, they have completely surrounded him. He figured out that this was going to be the end of him. The zombies were closing in to kill him. Suddenly, a loud noise starts ringing out nearby. We see that someone had jammed a rugby ball against a car's horn. We see all the zombies heading straight toward that noise. Even the zombies at the hotel where Kensho was trapped were heading toward that noise. Akira was the one who pulled off this massive stunt. Because the car was swarmed by all of them, it blows up, and Kencho sneaks out of his room. Suddenly, he hears a noise. He thought the zombies had come back. He was freaking out, and right then, Akira startles him from behind. Kencho cannot believe that Akira actually came to save him. Akira just starts crying right then and there, telling him that he was right. He should have listened to Kencho and quit that job. He apologizes to him, saying that instead of taking his advice, he just got jealous of him. Now Kencho was about to say something too, but because of Akira yelling, the zombies came right back. Dodging the zombies, the two of them make it up to the hotel roof and block the door with weights. But even this is not going to hold the zombies off for long. Kencho starts panicking. He says they are not going to make it. Akira tells him there is only one way out. They have to jump to the building across from them. Kencho tells him he has completely lost his mind, that it is impossible, because that building was actually really far away. Akira says they will only find out after they jump. And with that, Akira takes a running start and leaps over to the other building. Akira got a little banged up, but he made it safely to the other side. Akira tells Kencho to jump too, but Kencho was terrified. He apologizes to Akira, saying he came all the way out here to save him, but he just cannot do it. But before he dies here, he wanted to confess something to Akira. The truth was, Kencho actually hated his job too. Sure, he got a ton of money, fame, and perks out of it, but he had to slap on a fake smile every single day. He had to lie to people's faces. He had to trick people into signing bad contracts just to turn a profit. Dating models, schmoozing with big shots, none of it ever actually made him happy. He was just pretending to be happy all the time. He apologizes to Akira for this. What he really wanted was a job where he could make his clients laugh. The truth is, Kencho wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Akira smiles and says that if that is the case, then quit your job and go be what you want to be. Akira tells him he really ought to take a friend's advice. Hearing Akira say that, Kencho gets totally fired up. By now, the zombies had busted through the door and swarmed the roof. Kencho makes a run for the jump, and the zombies were running right on his heels. He leaps with all his might, and right in mid-air, he strips off all his clothes. Seeing this childish stunt, Akira started laughing so hard he had to hold his stomach. But there was one problem. Kencho does not quite make it to the other side. He ends up just dangling from the side of the building. Kencho's hands were starting to slip. He starts wondering if this is really how he is going to die. Is he really about to die completely naked from head to toe? As soon as Kencho's hand slips, Akira grabs his hand and pulls Kencho back up, but the poor guy's balls got completely scraped up in the process. These guys set up camp right on the roof of this building and start partying while drinking beer. Akira also got completely naked there, just like Kencho. It was like the two of them had made the roof their new home. The next day, we see Akira playing a video game while Kencho was cooking food. Camping at home was also on Akira's bucket list. Now Akira sits down to eat the food Kencho made, and he finds it incredibly tasty. Kencho tells Akira that he can do everything, which is why he is so popular. To this, Kencho adds that everyone should know how to cook. He tells Akira that maybe this is the reason he is still single. Akira gets super mad at this and says that he is going to score a girl today, but if they peeked over the edge, they would barely find a single living person down there. So where is Akira going to find a girl for himself? After this, Kencho starts reading Akira's bucket list. In it, Akira had also written that he wants to have dinner with a flight attendant. This seems completely impossible to Kencho, and so far, Akira had only made his list up to 33. Now Kencho also starts writing his own dream on Akira's list, that he wants to become a stand-up comedian. Akira starts stopping him, saying that it is his list. Kencho says that they can complete this list together. Besides, if Akira had not come to save him, he would have died in that love hotel anyway. Akira mentions that he wants a huge TV so he can play video games on it, after which both of them hop on the motorcycle and head out to get a TV. On the way, Akira asks Kencho why he wants to be a comedian of all things. Kencho loved watching comedy shows ever since he was a kid. It was his childhood dream to become a comedian. Then Akira starts thinking about his own dream, wondering if working at that company was really what he wanted out of life. They have to stop because the road ahead is blocked. The route to the electronics store where Akira was going to pick up the TV was also blocked. Right then, a gas tanker truck starts speeding up from behind them, and its driver had turned into a zombie. If these two do not get out of here fast, they are both going to lose their lives. The road ahead was blocked. Akira spots the entrance going down into the subway. Suddenly, he remembers something, and he starts speeding the motorcycle right toward the truck. The truck and Akira were both speeding toward each other. At the very last second, Akira jumps the motorcycle over a car. The truck exploded right behind them, and they both narrowly escaped the blast. But there was one huge problem. That subway was also packed with a ton of zombies. Right on the right side, they find a way into a mall, after which the two of them pry open the shutter and slip inside. They see that there were already some people inside the mall. There were 3 girls and 1 guy here. The girls ask them if they are infected. These 4 were totally terrified because there are zombies swarming all around the mall. But since these guys were inside a store, there was not going to be any shortage of food or drinks here. To calm her nerves, one of the girls starts drinking liquor, and the rest of them grabbed something to eat for themselves. When they were all sitting together and eating, the 2 of them realized that this was also on their list, having dinner with girls. Now, to interact with the girls, Kensho tries to strike up a conversation with them. He starts telling them about Akira and their college life. Now, amidst the chatting, they find out that these 3 girls are actually flight attendants, which meant another one of their dreams was coming true. The names of these girls were Reika, Maki, and Yukari. Akira wanted to score with one of these girls because after this, who knows if he will ever get the chance to meet a living girl again. But Akira draws a complete blank on how he should even start a conversation with her. Back in high school, he was too busy with sports, and after that, he got busy with his job. Akira somehow gathers his courage, sits down next to Yukari, and asks her straight up. Hearing a question like that at a time like this does not sit well with Yukari at all. Akira starts breathing heavily, out of sheer panic. He was feeling totally embarrassed of himself. He tries to look to Kensho for help, but Kensho was already doing his own thing, and he had even managed to impress Maki over there. Seeing this, tears well up in Akira's eyes. He starts wishing he was as handsome as Kensho, but Akira was not about to give up. He had to score with someone today, no matter what. To impress everyone there, Akira starts chugging an entire bottle of liquor, while Kensho strips off his clothes and starts dancing. But chugging the whole bottle completely wrecks Akira, and he heads to the bathroom and starts throwing up. Akira had struck out, but he was at least happy for his buddy that he got a girl. Just then, Yukari comes in and starts rubbing Akira's back. Seeing her there, Akira's hopes suddenly spark back to life. Meanwhile, Kensho was taking Maki into one of the rooms. Out there, only Reika and that one guy were left alone. We see that this guy is actually infected, and now the infection was really starting to take over. The guy turns into a zombie, and before Reika can even figure out what is happening, he bites her. Kensho hears the scream too, but Maki wanted to go for another round right then. Back in the bathroom, Yukari tells Akira that she was getting worried about him, which is why she came to check on him. Akira was starting to think this was love, but then he finds out that Yukari actually has a boyfriend. They have not been able to get in touch, but she is completely sure that he is still alive. Akira's newly patched up heart breaks all over again, but this also meant that Yukari was genuinely worried about him. Hearing the scream, Kensho comes downstairs and sees that Reika has turned into a zombie. She lunges straight for him, and he manages to dodge her, but since Maki was drunk, she could not get away. Reika bites her. After that, Reika turns around and attacks Kensho again. He smacks her right in the face with a nearby bag, and she gets knocked out cold. Kensho could not process what was going on, and right then, he remembers the guy and wonders where he is. Meanwhile, Akira and Yukari were having a really deep conversation. Yukari tells him that her job is actually incredibly exhausting too, but she kept pushing through and doing it for the passengers. However, one day, an old man completely chewed her out because his flight got delayed. Yukari felt absolutely awful that day. She blamed herself for it because she was the one who thought this job was going to be super glamorous. Akira tells her that in the beginning, he also thought his job was going to be amazing, but the reality was completely different, and today, he realizes that it was never really his dream in the first place. But Akira tells her that if her dream was truly to become a flight attendant, then she should not pay any attention to what some grumpy old man says. Hearing this, it was like Yukari's eyes were completely opened. She was just about to tell Akira something, but right then, that same guy, who had turned into a zombie, attacks Yukari. Akira yanks him off and throws him away. but it was too late. He had already bitten Yukari. She tells Akira to get out of there, but Akira refuses to leave her. Yukari tries to push herself away from him, but Akira pulls her into a tight hug. Yukari hugs him back tightly and tells him that the very first time she flew on an airplane as a kid, she got super nauseous and started throwing up. Back then, a flight attendant had rubbed her back, and it made Yukari feel so much better. That very day, she decided that she was going to be a flight attendant too. That was her real dream, and she absolutely loves her job. Crying, Akira tells her he is absolutely sure that he will find his own dream too. The zombie was coming right back toward them. Yukari shoves Akira away, tells him she had a really great time today, and the zombie attacks her. Crying his eyes out, Akira runs away from there and meets back up with Kencho. Kencho tells Akira they gotta get out of there fast because Maki is hot on his heels. Plus, he managed to snag a massive TV for them. The zombies had cleared out by then, so the two of them hop on the motorcycle and take off. That evening, while Kencho's whipping up some dinner, he tells Akira the whole story. Meanwhile, Akira is breaking in the new TV with a sick zombie game. But then, he starts drifting off, thinking about his own dream. Akira grabs his diary and adds a new line, "Remember what I wanted to be when I was a kid." Flashback time. We see some bullies picking on a little girl and a dog. Akira actually bites the bullies and chases them off. He's decked out in a superhero costume, calling himself a hero, the guardian of justice. Akira snaps out of it, and the first thing he does is look at the last item on his list. A little later, Kencho tells him that things are looking pretty grim. The virus has spread all across Japan, and there's probably nowhere safe left in the entire country. But then he finds out the military has taken back control in Hokkaido, and some villages have blocked the roads to keep outsiders out, so the zombies can't get to them. This meant Akira's hometown might actually be safe, since it's tucked away deep in the mountains. They start bathing with water from a tank. Kencho had dyed his hair, just like Akira. He wants to go all in on his dream of being a stand-up comedian, so he figured this look would totally suit him. Akira tells Kencho he finally remembered his childhood dream. He wants to be a superhero who wears a costume and fights off danger. He tells Kencho he's gonna be a hero and save people. Kencho laughs it off and asks what makes him a hero. It's not like he can fly or shoot webs from his hands. Akira tells him he's been researching ways to stay safe from the zombies and found out about a specific suit. The two of them decide to go grab it right away. Since Akira remembered his dream, he crosses that line off and writes, "Become a superhero," as the next goal on his bucket list. A little while later, they make it to an aquarium where it's totally deserted, except for them. There was this massive shark there that had already turned into a zombie. They scout the whole aquarium and find exactly what they're looking for in a locker behind one of the tanks. Akira immediately starts customizing it. Meanwhile, a bus packed with survivors is trying to get out of the city, but the road is blocked by zombies. We see Shizuka on that same bus. They were waiting for the road to clear, but then a guy on the bus turns into a zombie and starts attacking people. Everyone is forced to bail and run for it. A bunch of people get caught. A little girl is running toward the aquarium with 4 athletic zombies right on her tail. The girl trips while running, and a zombie lunges at her. But right then, Akira swoops in and tackles the zombie away. Akira strikes a superhero pose and starts his monologue. This suit is actually a shark-proof suit, designed to survive a shark attack while diving. It's also used when cleaning out crocodile tanks. It's made of titanium and steel, which means as long as Akira's wearing it, neither a zombie nor a shark can bite through it. Akira tells everyone to get inside the aquarium. He spots Shizuka in the crowd and thinks to himself that they must be destined to keep meeting. Shizuka, on the other hand, is just wondering if this guy is doing some weird cosplay. Just then, a zombie attacks Akira. He thinks this is his chance to impress her, but then the zombie chomps down on his leg. Akira lets out a scream of pure agony. A whole pack of zombies swarms him. He realizes that while the suit stops the teeth from breaking skin, it definitely doesn't stop the pain. Akira yells at Kencho for help. Kencho tells him they only had one suit, and he's on his own. With that, he shuts the door, leaving the struggling superhero all alone with the villains. Akira manages to toss all the zombies into the water. He thinks about how she was watching him, and how he blew another chance to look cool. He realizes being a superhero is a lot harder than it looks. The survivors were safe inside the aquarium now, and Akira heads in too. Kencho tells Akira to go talk to her. Akira walks up to Shizuka and says, "Talk about a coincidence, right? We meet again." But Shizuka had totally forgotten who he was. Akira reminds her that they met at the convenience store a few days ago. While they're talking, Akira tries to ask for her number again. Shizuka cuts him off and asks, "What exactly do you get out of saving people?" She starts lecturing him about psychology. She says that people who lack self-esteem and crave attention start copying their favorite heroes. Basically, she wanted to say that people who are total nobodies in society and have zero actual skills are the ones who pull these kinds of stunts. Kensho jumps in to back up his bro, pointing out that Akira just saved people's lives from the zombies. Shizuka says she is not denying that. But did he stop to think that his stunt could have put his own people in danger too? Even after that, Shizuka still was not shutting up. Kensho starts getting mad, but Akira starts thinking that in his attempt to play hero, he really did put Kensho in danger. The question starts popping into his head. What exactly makes a real hero anyway? Finally, Shizuka tells him that if he still does not understand the risks, he is going to end up putting her life in danger too. Saying that, she flat out refuses to give him her number again. Suddenly, there is a massive commotion echoing through the building. Hearing the noise, Akira and Kensho go to check it out. They see that the zombie shark has broken out of its tank, and the legs of the humans and zombies it had eaten have literally fused to its body, meaning it can now walk right on land. Everyone starts running for their lives to get away from the shark, but Akira just stands there, wondering what a real hero would do in a situation like this. And then, he just starts running away with them too. All of them run upstairs to the next floor, but that floor was completely packed with zombies. That shark makes it up there as well, and starts attacking them. Shizuka spots another exit over there. She tells everyone to head that way, but that same girl Akira had saved earlier starts totally panicking and shoves Shizuka right out of the way to get inside. When Akira realizes Shizuka got left behind outside, he instantly runs out to save her. On the flip side, Shizuka was thinking to herself that this is exactly why she hates being around people. That shark was just about to eat Shizuka when Akira suddenly drops out of an air vent, grabs the shark, and shoves it away. Shizuka could not understand why Akira was risking his own life to save hers. Akira tells her he does not need to give her a reason. He just wants to be a hero and save everybody. Shizuka wonders if taking such a massive risk just to do what you want is actually the right call. Now, Shizuka stands up and asks Akira for the plan. Akira did not have a plan at all. He had literally just blindly jumped onto the shark. Now both of them start running from the shark. Shizuka actually had a plan, but it was incredibly risky. Meanwhile, Kensho was watching all of this go down from the air vent. He wanted to help them, but he was absolutely terrified of the shark. Akira starts drawing the shark's attention to himself. We find out what Shizuka's plan is. Sharks have sensory organs right on their noses. If they can manage to give it even a little bit of a direct electric shock, it could kill it. Shizuka finds some massive batteries in one of the rooms. But out there, the shark had tossed Akira super far, and now Akira cannot even get back on his feet. Right then, Kensho gets completely naked to draw the shark's attention toward himself. Shizuka throws the two batteries over to Akira. Even she has no idea if this trick is actually going to work on a zombie shark. Akira grabs the batteries, marches right up to the shark, and punches it as hard as he can right on the nose. The electric shock kills the shark right on the spot. Both of them get insanely happy and start dancing. Kensho calls Akira a real hero. It was already evening. Akira and Kensho start heading out. Akira crosses the dream of becoming a superhero right off his diary. We see that instead of going with the rest of the survivors, Shizuka was walking away with them. And besides, she absolutely hates being in large groups anyway. Akira tries to ask Shizuka for her number again, and Shizuka turns him down before he can even finish his sentence. Shizuka's eyes lock onto Akira's bucket list diary. Shizuka suddenly stops dead in her tracks and tells him that she is trying to stay as far away from danger as possible. But these two are pulling off such crazy stunts that they are absolutely guaranteed to end up turning into zombies. She tells them that their paths are completely different. Now Shizuka scolds Akira. She tells him off for putting his best friend's life, someone who is super important to him, in danger just to save some random girl like her. Akira apologizes to Kensho for it. Shizuka was just about to start lecturing him all over again when Akira tells her that her life has become super important to him now too. Even if he had not been trying to play hero, he still would have saved her life. Hearing this, Shizuka is totally flustered. She starts blushing and starts walking ahead of them without saying a single word. Right before leaving, Akira asks Shizuka where she is heading next.